Hello, lovely learners. Welcome back to the channel Science Therapy, hosted by the one and only science therapist Uabutiwasos Ugobela Maths. And we are on episode number 1 of today's challenge, where we get to tackle some of the most challenging questions from past exam papers. You know, those type of questions that just make you question yourself and be like, what is it that they expect me to do in this question? And what is the correct approach into tackling this question? So I just want you to sit back and relax, bopha ipondo, put on your seatbelt, and then let me shayela the transi. Right. So we have 3.2 here. It says, Master Peter gave his 4 sons 8,400 to share, such that their shares formed terms of a geometric sequence. The largest share was 27 times the smallest share. Then they say, determine the amount each son received. So this question here is an extract from March 2023 KZN, right? So if you are interested, then let's start with this question. Here we are given 8,400 to share between 4 sons, right? Now, note this. The amount that these 4 sons will share should all amount to 8,400. So each son should receive a particular share from this 8,400. Now, this gives us a vibe of something like a geometric series, whereby we understand that if we have to split this money, the sum of all this money should give us 8,400. Now, from this, we can get that if we add T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4, then we should get 8,400. Now, the terms here would represent the share or the amount that each son would receive. Right. But then it is not enough to just express it in this form. Remember, if you are given word problems like this, your duty here is to express this mathematically. So this is just English, but then we want to express it in terms of the maths language. So we do understand that we have the general formula for the geometric sequence, which goes Tn is AR n minus 1. Now, from this, if we were to find a term number 1, we would represent term number 1 by saying term number 1 is equals to a, because we'd go here and say 1 minus 1, that's 0. So r to the exponent of 0 is 1, and a multiplied by 1 is just a. Then our T2, if we substitute 2 here, this would be 2 minus 1, and then it will give us 1. So this would give us AR. And then T number 3 would be AR square, and then T4 would be AR cube. So if you have watched my previous videos on geometric sequence, you have seen me do something like this. Now, this is how we are going to express this. This would be A, and then here we have AR, and then here this is AR square, and then we have AR cube. Now, all this should give us a sum of 8,400. Right. But then look at this. They say the largest share was 27 times the smallest share. Right. Now, if we are to say that the terms are increasing, so this is an increasing geometric sequence, then we can say that our largest share here would be represented by term number 4, and our smallest share would be represented by term number 1. Now, to write this in terms of mathematical language, we would say T4 is equals to 27 times T1. But then remember again, T4 can be represented as AR to the exponent of 3, and T1 can be represented as A. So this is 27A. Now we can use this expression here. Let's call it expression number 2, and this here will be expression number 1. We can use this expression here to calculate the value for R by first dividing both sides by A. Then this is R cube is equals to 27. To get rid of this cube, let's cube root both sides. Now, what is the cube root of 27? That's equals to 3. Now, we can take this 3 here and then substitute it to this equation here. So wherever I see R, I will just substitute by 3. So that means I have A plus A times 3 plus A times 3 square plus A times 3 cube. All that should give me 8,400. Now, this is A plus 3A plus 9A plus 27A is equal to 8,400. Now, if you add all this, it gives us 40A, and then it's equal to 8,400. To get the value of A, divide both sides by 40, and then the value of A is equal to 210. So the first share, or the smallest share, would be 210. Right. Now, how do we find the second share? We already have the common ratio or the constant ratio. So we know for a geometric sequence, in order to get the second term, or to get the following term, you just mainly have to multiply the previous term by the constant ratio. So we take this value here, multiply it by 3, we get a value of 630. And then to get the third term, we must multiply it by 3. So that's 630 multiplied by 3. It will give us 1,890. Then to get the fourth term, multiply this by 3. And then we find a value of 5,670. So these are the amount that each son will receive. So the smallest being 210 and the largest being 5,670. Now, if you want to prove that you are correct, when you add all these numbers here, they should give you a total sum of 8,400. Right. So that's how you were expected to tackle this question, and it was 4 marks. So maybe you can say they were a bit unfair in terms of the marks that they awarded us, but then it is what it is. That's how you were supposed to tackle this question. So please press the thumbs up button if you have enjoyed this lesson on today's challenge, and then also share the link with your friends and classmates so that they may also be assisted. Right. Remember, we are all winning as a team. And then please join us for another session, another episode of today's challenge. With all that being said, ciao. Goodbye.